Hello guys, in this video I will be reviewing and sharing with you my experience with this mechanical keyboard that is named Ajazz AK820PRO. I wanted to change my old keyboard, this one. This is Logitech, as you can see, K480. It had some issues for me, something like, it's not weight, it's the sound and these membrane buttons not always switched as I wanted, so I could switch them, especially when I used Ctrl-C, Ctrl-Z, and something like Ctrl-A. Some combinations of the keys didn't work from the first time. So I got like anxious pressing 100 times to a button to work. I didn't like it. So I always had membrane keys on my notebooks, of course, because they are only like this, and also on the keyboard. And mostly they were fine for me. And I remembered that mechanical keyboard is something from the past. I used to have mechanical keyboard in the past. It was loud, it was working well, in fact, but it was very loud. It wasn't so good to use it. So recently I thought that maybe I started watching different videos about mechanical keyboards, and I thought maybe it's a good idea to find one mechanical keyboard. And I thought, first, of course, I can say that I have some problems with the Logitech, so I searched for Logitech keyboards, for ergonomic keyboards, something that I could use for my daily work. And I faced a problem that Logitech keyboards are not as good as I thought. So I was looking for different solutions for myself, and I thought that maybe mechanical keyboard from Logitech, like MX keys, is fine, and they use they don't use interchangeable switches. They just sell keyboards with different switches, so you can change them. So you need to buy a keyboard if you want to change switches. I think it's insane, and it costs about 200 euros or even higher, and I don't think it's worth it. And other keyboards like Low-Free, Newfie, or something like this, I don't know all these brands, of course. I'm not into this very much. I watched them. I thought, yeah, they may be fine, but there was some issues with them. Bad something with bad sound, or not well isolated. See this bottom thing, or some keyboards didn't have these regulators. I don't need them now, and maybe I won't need them any time future, but I think the keyboard should have them, because it is customization and I want it. So I found this keyboard, and the best thing about this keyboard were two things. First thing was that, according to reviews, it was pretty silent. It has a good frame, so it's something like it's a good thing to have. This keyboard costs 79-89 euros, and also I bought custom switches. They are Akko switch, tactile and silent. They are tactile and silent. It's fine, and I will show you how they sound. So the idea is that this keyboard was for several purposes. First purpose was to use with my PC, so like normal computer. I wanted to change this keyboard because I told you that keys didn't work. Also, keys make a lot of sound, like cheap sound, and the keyboard, maybe you can hear it. I will use my mics. So the sound is like this, and so it's just for you to understand what my previous keyboard was like, and I still have it, but I think I don't need it, because this keyboard, when I was buying it, I thought it should be, you know, an ultimate keyboard for me. So it should have all the features I need. So the features are the possibility to work with Mac or Windows. I work mostly on Windows, but sometimes I have Mac solutions, some Mac Mini or Mac notebooks. I don't think they need extra keyboard, but I may want to use it. Also, it has Bluetooth, USB, and 2.4G. It's dongle to connect to the PC, like this. So it's just inserted in the computer, and it will be working fine. You know, I faced the issue recently that I have to switch it to another USB port. Just switch from one to another, and it starts to work, because before, for no reason, I'm trying to type something or click something and it doesn't work. So I just switch it and it works. Maybe it's because I've plugged it to the hub. Maybe my hub on the computer case isn't connecting all the time. Maybe that's the reason. I will try to switch it to another port, but I haven't done it yet. I don't know why, because I don't mind to switch it. Okay, so sorry that I'm sharing with you my experience. Sorry that it's not so straightforward, so concise. Okay, so this keyboard has all the features, all the connection types. They are all working. For example, I will switch to Bluetooth, and my pad, Samsung Tab, should start. You see this window may be helpful also, and I totally love this one. I'm regulating the volume with it. Okay. And I think you may see my screen or not. I hope you do. Okay. Like this, like this. It sounds like this. And you may think, and you should think, that it is much, much more silent than this keyboard. Sorry that I'm typing, you know, not like standard phrases or something. I think you may have an idea of how it sounds with me just typing random buttons also. Okay, so you hear my current setup, and I will let you hear my initial setup. So initially there were these switches. I don't know how they are called, but I will now switch it to USB mode. It means that it won't work until I plug it in. So what I want to do, I want to change some buttons. I think, okay, I will leave it as it is. I think they will be like these distant buttons to the, not buttons, I will change switches, of course. So I've removed my new switches, and I will now install the previous ones. So the previous ones are fine too, but they are a bit loud. So now you will have an idea how it sounds. In fact, it's pretty satisfying sound. Like you can hear that you tapped the button, but tactile helped to feel that you pressed the button without the sound, because they are silent, not because they are tactile. Just for a quick comparison. So, you see, the sound is different. I will change them back. Until I attach back all the buttons, I think it is important to note that, you see, it has LEDs, and these LEDs may be on the bottom or on the top of the switches and buttons. And as I knew from reviews of other YouTubers, that most of the switches are with the bottom LEDs. So I think it's it's a good thing to have a keyboard with the most frequent switches layout. So that's important. And this keyboard, of course, has its LEDs, and they do not light through the buttons. Now, returning back all the buttons. And I will now show you how the keyboard sounds when I press it hard, like this. Almost no sound, and I was pressing it really hard. You see that it is deforming a bit, but it is a very solid keyboard, and I really don't regret buying it, although it's one of the cheapest solutions on the market, but it is really good. And the idea is it costs 80 euros plus 22.94, 23 for 45 of these, and you will need 2 packs of 45s because the keyboard obviously has 75 keys, so you won't have enough. 45 won't be enough. I thought first I bought one pack, and I changed all the main keys, you know, just to type and a space. But in fact, I used a lot of other buttons when I tried to use the keyboard. I used all the other buttons, and it was quite noisy. And as I work at home, it's not good for people who live with me. So my solution is these tactile ACO switches. They are pretty cheap also. So their overall solution is like 130 euros, including custom switches. But you may buy your own if you don't like mine, and have a keyboard you want. Also, it has standard buttons, and you may change them to any buttons you like. So I don't mind these buttons. I bought it black. There is a white also option, but I think it's fine. And about the usage, so it has a battery in it. I'm using it mostly in 2.4 gigahertz with the dongle, and it may be also used with USB, or maybe if you have battery almost dead like mine now, you can just plug in the cable. It has USB-C cable. Plug in the cable, and it will be working through your 2.4 dongle, or you can switch it to USB. And in this case, it will be working directly through the computer. And you have even lower response when you do it. So if you want, you may switch it to wired keyboard. In fact, wired keyboard. So now it is wired, and it works like wired. It's fast. It's perfect, I think. So I've tried cheap mechanical keyboard, and I think I've succeeded, because this one is really good, and also it is very satisfying with this. It's called knob. So you can press this knob, you can turn it, and in my case it's sound regulation, but also you can access the menu of the keyboard, I think. I did it somehow, but I don't remember how. So I really use it as a keyboard, and it's just fine to do it. So guys, I think it's a good thing to buy. It's if you are as me, first time user of the mechanical keyboard, or you are not a user but you want to become, I think it's a good option. And I may recommend it because I like it. So I haven't tried anything else. I haven't, but I really like this one because I had my old keyboard and I didn't like it. So that's why I changed it to the one I like. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and click subscribe button, like, and leave a comment, please. Bye bye.